Here with Chef Chuck Love for the love of food. Just them glasses. Beard check. Line check. Oh, got had it. The M representing my logo. Chuck Love. My initial. My wife's initial. Chuck and Sonia. Chuck Love Foods. For the love of food. You always got to put love in your food. Well, today we're doing a salsa recipe. And, my last video, I wrote the recipe first, had it already made. This time I said, you know what? I know the YouTube people were saying that my videos have to last at least a half an hour or longer. So I was like, okay, I kind of speeded that up a little bit. But I'm going to slow it down just a little bit. So this time I actually said, you know what, since this is a very simple recipe and it doesn't take as long, that I'm going to do it really slowly. I also bought some new, what I call gimmick knife. My wife loves gimmick stuff, but this is a shredder. I don't know how great it is. I did buy it on the TikTok shop. I will do a video using it for the first time, and then I also will tell you what I think about the gimmick knife. Hopefully the gimmick knife is as good as it shows on TikTok, the little videos. So I'm gonna make a little video as well. Something new that I'm gonna start is featuring different products and different things. I guess it's not new because I really already kind of feature stuff that I use, like my baby, my knife. One of my good friends make these knives. So if you want custom knives, please say something to me in one of my videos, and I will hook you up where we can customize your knife. He gets super fancy with it. Here's my other custom knife. Got my logo on the handle. So you can get your logo, you can get whatever you want, your dad's name, however you want it. And I could not have a Michigan knife. It's got my real name on there, Chuck Vinici. Michigan color handle theme, acrylic. So those are my three main knives. I'm really kind of feeling this one, with the see-through cutout Chuck Love logo. So today, that's what I'm featuring. You see the water coming from it. Let's talk about the product and what we're doing. We're making seasoning. Dressing. Salsa. I got 12 people in here. Woohoo. Love that unique knife. Thank you. Yeah, it really is a very unique knife. But let's go. I'm always having problems. Oh, there it is. All right, so I got limes. I did not buy at the store because I knew I already had some jalapenos, garlic. I do got some avocados because I'm probably going to make some guacamole. There's some kosher salt, some cumin, some coriander, red onion, garden tomatoes, cilantro. I'm going to use a bird mixer for this. This is my easy, don't have to clean much. Detach it, and it's all good. That's the only cleaning you got. I got a measuring cup, some measuring spoon, old school juicer. And then as you see, I already cut up at least one tomato. I'm going to do it. Looks like that one tomato is a good. I didn't think about that. I should have measured it before I put it in there, consider I am writing a recipe. I will measure that out before I cut my other tomato. But these are all the products I'll be using. A little bit of garlic. And of course, can't make a video without having Chuck Love. Hi, boss. Okay, so Paula, you're one of my employees. Okay. Not for sure. I don't have a Paula that I know of, so you got a different name. And then when I write recipes, this is kind of what I do. I just write it down, all the ingredients. Tomatoes, red onions, japses, jalapenos. Anytime anybody read any of my recipes, they always ask. Cilantro, lime juice, kosher salt, granulated garlic, coriander, cumin, and C Love is the chef's love, or also known as Chuck Love. Coincidental that I grabbed my Ascension St. Vincent pencil or pen And then also I use my Job Corps book that I got from Job Corps. Aubrey, I'd like to subscribe. Please put me on your page. Yes, you just go to the subscribe button and hit subscribe. So please, love to have new followers. I'll be giving out recipes at least twice a month, and I'll do live videos on Saturdays and Sundays, except for during football season. I'm gonna have to figure that out because if anybody knows me, knows I go to Michigan. So all the Michigan home games and any state games. So let's go ahead and let's get started on this salsa making. I'm gonna flip this camera. All right, here I am, but I'm gonna flip the camera back because I'm about to give this to my camera lady, my wife. Da-da. All right, so first thing first, like I promised, I have to go ahead and measure this, considering that, see all that juice coming out of that one tomato? This was my juicy tomato that I picked. Oh, I just dropped some. As long as I don't drop it on the floor, I think I'm cool. My wife gets mad because I make a mess. 1.5 cup. I can't remember if I said 1.5 or 2 cups, but we're gonna start off with 1.5 cup. I'm gonna add more to it. I'm about to put together this glove. Did wash my hands before. This is how I cut my tomatoes. I slice them the thickness of how thick I want my dices. And then I put thick slices. I save the ends, the 2 ends for later. I end up lining it up. And I just cut strips. I do the little strips. Then I turn it sideways, holding all the strips together. And I just I need to get this knife resharpened, so that means a caramel run to the farmer's market where my guy that sharpens my knives. All right, there's my dice. I'm pretty all formal. Then I do my ends, same way. Because the ends got more skin on them, I kind of cut those strips a little bit smaller. And then I like texture and different sizes in my fresh salsa. I like my salsa a little chunky. On this, I just make sure I take this little flour piece off so when I cut it, it don't get all green up in my food. I have a little bag that I put all my stuff in all the time. Then I just kind of cut, turn it. These gloves are extra large, so they're a little big. And if you've seen, I kind of cut around that core. Those pieces look a little long. All right, so now I need to measure it. Cannot let all that juice go to waste because that's flavor for that salsa. Guess that'd be the only downfall about having that little piece in the knife. Gotta make sure you use your edge and your tip. All right, so I'm gonna shake that down. I would say 1 3/4 cup to that 1.5. So that'd be 3 1/4 cup. So 1.5 and 1.5 is 3. So 3 and 1. I kind of wrote that backwards. It's supposed to be a big 3, 1/4, and cup. Check out the logo. So 3 1/4 cup. All right, throw my little end away. Got my little clean towel. Just gonna wipe it up a little bit. You know, I thought about, I need to get me some towels made with my logo on it. Um, then we're gonna do the red onion. Uh-oh, Blue is barking. If anybody know, Blue is my dog. And he will be showing out. I think he is outside. So the camera lady is going to have to let him in. Otherwise, in my video, we're going to hear a little doggy bark. So peel that first layer. And then I slice it in half. And if you notice, I left the tail on. So let me take this over so she can get this. Okay, I left that tail on so that I can use it to hold. I did kind of like cut the tail off smaller on this end, but I left that tail on. So I'm going to show, chefs will slice it this way. But I know that all of y'all not chefs. So then I'm just going to show you a little easier way. At least I would think. And that's how I train people. And I'm just putting little slits. And if you notice, I'm balling my fingers up kind of a little bit to keep my tips away because you don't want to cut the tips off. And I already put those slits. But normally I would just slice it this way. All right, so now I'm putting these little strips in here. You see? Then I'm going to turn it sideways, kind of same way. I'm turn those little sideways, then it came off. Go ahead and start my little chopping. And then you just kind of really want to hold it. Hold it all together. And then chop away. Now, I know I'm not going to need no more onions, so I'm not going to chop that. But normally I would go ahead and slice that, lay it down. Or no, slice that piece off, lay it down, chop, chop. And then chop, chop again. But I don't like a lot of onions in my salsa. It's not great for people that have acid reflux, and unfortunately I do. So I'm looking, so I know I got 3 1/4 cup. My wife's making sure I don't drop onions on the ground because the dog is highly allergic to onions. So I'm thinking 3 and 1 is the good ratio for my red onions. So I'll go ahead and drop my red onions in there. This is how food get to splashing everywhere when I'm at home. I'm gonna stir it up just to make sure. My camera lady is looking on the floor. I'm sorry.
I apologize.
She's making sure that the dog does not get an onion. That's a good enough amount of red onions for me. So now I'm gonna take those gloves off because they got onions on them. I'm gonna write 1 cup. All right. Now I guess I should have got a little plate out. I'm actually getting some more of these plates. Why am I getting a heart? Because it's all about Chuck Love. Grab the 2 ends, put them on to the side for later. And then, you know what? It's just a little amount of onions. I'm just going to go ahead and throw that in there because, like, I hate to, like, throw that little bit away. All right, now, my next ingredient is jalapeno. So, Miss Sue, I don't know if you're on here. I know that you asked me about spicy. So let's talk about spicy. Jalapenos, a lot of people are scared of them because that they will make your food extremely hot. That's not the case. Ooh, these are a little spicy. You can smell it. Nice and strong. But what makes it hot is this pepper right here. That's what makes it hot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that pepper out. I'm just going to stab my finger right there at the top. And I'm going to take out all those seeds so it don't be hot. Those seeds is where the heat is. I will tell you this. Do not rub your eyes.
Sorry.
Do not rub your eyes, whatever you do. We almost went off alive. Camera lady, I don't know what's going on.
Jalapeno.
The jalapenos is getting to her eyes. Little girl, huh? Some girls be like, hey, watch that. No discriminating. Just a jokester. So we're going to take out all the seeds. I'm going to leave a few of them in there. I don't mind a little bit of spice. Acid reflux does mind it though. I used to be able to take it real hot, but now I can't. Okay. We got some, let's see. Nope, just High Boss is the last one. Comment. Camera lady, if you see a comment on there, let me know so I can talk to my viewers.
Okay.
Just in case they have some questions.
All right.
I'm trying to scrape off as much of the seeds as possible. I know that my dog did get a seed before. And he was running around licking his lips a lot. So now I'm going to go ahead and cut those little ends off that I left the little tips on. I'm just going to go ahead and cut them off. And then what I like to do is cut these in strips. What?
Popped in my eye.
You got glasses on, huh? It pop in your eye. I think it scared you. Camera lady needs goggles, I think, for the next cutting. I cut them in strips. Got a jalapeno on the floor. All right, got to almost the last jalapeno. It really don't matter how thick everything is, because you're gonna blend up some of it's gonna be chunky, but you know, the good thing about salsa is when it's fresh, it doesn't matter how chunky it is. If you notice, once again, I tuck my fingers tips in so that I can turn around and get those nice little dices. When you get to the end, it's a little, that's the only thing I hate about wearing gloves, because the food is a little slipperier and you can't grip it as well. But when you wear gloves, it just makes it too slippy. All right, now jalapenos. So I wouldn't say a cup. I would say this is about 3/4, and that's kind of what I was shooting for. And yeah, I would say 3/4. Okay, let's clean all this up. All right, now lime time. Gonna roll this. These limes I didn't get to pick, and I really should have talked to y'all about picking limes, because when you pick them when they're smooth, that's when they're the best. All right, cutting these bad boys in half. And I already rinsed off everything. Everything's been rinsed. My little juicer. Get all that juice. I hope I don't need no more. I think. Now see, on the juice part, that's the tricky one, because you can control how you want the lime. I like a lot of lime, unfortunately. I know a lot of people don't, but the lime is really the last part. I'm gonna juice these 3 limes, and I'm gonna put it in my measuring cup. Well, you know what? I probably should put it in a different measuring cup, because I'm gonna need to measure some cilantro. So it's old school. I don't know. I've never got into gimmick stuff. I know there's probably another one, but I guess since I'm doing this video stuff, you know, maybe some of my viewers will tell me, you know, some new stuff that they out there, some more gimmick stuff that's maybe a little faster. I don't like the little handheld one. I like this one. I like the pushing down and grinding it out. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and pour that three limes. Got us about 1/4 cup of lime juice. That was gonna go in last. My cilantro. I've already rinsed it off, kind of dried it out. Now I'm just kind of chopping it up. This is something else that Blue's highly allergic to, or I think any dog really. Camera lady is like super crazy about her dog, and she is making sure that none of that go anywhere. I think I've been better since we had the dog. Making sure that I don't drop, some of the most crazy stuff. And if I do, I'm like chopping. I wonder if he's in here. Yep, he's right behind his mama, laying all out on the floor. A little dingleberry. Another reason why I got a small dog, because I would hate to have a big dog in the kitchen. All right, so let me get that. We're almost done with this. I'm gonna get this measuring cup here. All the measurements is pretty much gone from it, but I do kind of know. This is 1/4. I'm gonna throw 1/4 in there. You know what I forgot to do is add my 3/4 cup, and I just add 1/4. And normally what I do is I mix it up because I know how I want it to look. I feel like it needs more cilantro, so I'm gonna do another 1/4 cup, so it'll be a 1/2 cup total. Okay, so I think that's guaranteed good. Yeah, I like that look. So I'm all about color. We're gonna put 1/2 cup. I'm gonna take the glove off in front of the little baggie. I am done chopping. All right. Now, some of the people that work for me know I always have this thing where I call it 15 spoon. Looks like all my spoons are in the, what's the name? Dishwasher. So we're gonna get, let's see, 3, 5, 6, 7 spoons. Even though they're already clean, I'm a big person of rinsing things off. I'll never forget my uncle. I rinsed off something in front of him at his house, and he said, "Boy, what are you trying to say? I don't know how to wash the dishes?" No, I just rinse off everything to have it. All right, so I got 7 spoons. We're gonna see how many spoons it takes to get this right. All right, so first thing, salt. I'm gonna start with a teaspoon of salt. You can always add more. I use kosher salt. I don't use iodine salt. If I did iodine, I would probably do a little less. So 1 teaspoon. Oh, it's not even a full teaspoon. Let's get a little bit more. Okay. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Then cumin. We're gonna do 1 teaspoon as well. So I'm gonna start off with 1 teaspoon of everything. Except for, oh yeah, I think I will. Coriander, I feel like we're gonna do way more than 1 teaspoon. But we're gonna start off with 1. Then chocolate seasoning. I think this is open, I hope so. If not, I'm gonna have to get another one. Oh, I messed up. I didn't do what the cooking show people taught me. Walk backwards when I'm grabbing something, always facing the camera. 1 teaspoon. All right. So I got 1 teaspoon, 1 teaspoon. And then I'm gonna go ahead and go with 1 tablespoon. Actually, you know what? This is 1/4. Yeah, I better do tablespoon. Let's do 1 tablespoon, 2 tablespoons, 3 tablespoons. Okay. Now I'm just gonna mix that all up. So this is what we would call a pico de gallo. So now I have made pico. Now normally, if I'm making guacamole, I would take a little bit of this pico out, save it, and mix it with my avocado. And that's how I make my guacamole. Alright, so now, spoon one. I'll try it. Okay. I feel like it could use a little more salt, but I know I have to mix this up a little bit before and could change the flavor profile a little bit. I don't want salty salsa. So I'm gonna go ahead and plug this a little. This is a burr mixer. Good friend of mine's, Mr. Brown, said, "Do you have one?" I said, "No." He's like, "You gotta have one." And he wasn't lying. So I'm just gonna just blend this up. My dog probably will bark because anything that makes noise more than him, he wants to make noise. Yep, knew it. Oh, seen a little bit of shout out on me. All right, Blue, I'm doing a live video. Okay. Let's bring my got a little spoon thing here then. I like to lay that on there. My rubber spatula. Still a little more chunkier than what I want. So let's blend it up a little bit more. Blue, don't be cussing people out. Blue, be quiet. Everybody don't want to hear you. He wants to steal the show, everybody. He don't like nothing to make noise while he's here. All right, look at that. Now the color will change as it sits. Okay, I kind of like that. That's what I like right there. Let's spoon number 2. It's pretty good. I'm gonna go with a little bit more lime. We did 3 tablespoons. Let's do 4 tablespoons. And then I'm also going to go with a little bit more salt. I'm going to fill it up to a teaspoon, but I'm only going to pour half of it in. Okay, reserve that half. As I always say, you can add more, but you can never take away. So I'm going to stir it up real good. So we added 4 tablespoons of lime juice, and then we got 1.5 tablespoon of kosher salt. And if you look at the salsa, it's already changing colors. And this is a fresh garden salsa. Big old chunk. I swear. I'm gonna go ahead and do the whole teaspoon. And golly, I hate to do. So I did 4. Let's do 1 more. 5. Golly, I love salsa. When I lost my 100 pounds the first time, I ate a lot of salsa and baked nacho chips. I couldn't find none today. But my donkey chips, they were pretty low, no sugar. I think it was 20 grams of carbs per 11 chips. So that's music to my ears. All right, what is this? Spoon number 4? All right, 4. Okay, I like that. We have 5 tablespoons. We had 2 teaspoons. We have 1 teaspoon, 1 teaspoon. Oh, you know what? I didn't put the garlic in there. 1 teaspoon, 1 teaspoon. I'm gonna put the teaspoon of garlic in there. Ooh, forgot about that. You can make it without the garlic too, but you know, I guess the Italian side of me says differently. I used to never use this. My best friend that bought me my mixer, Steve Brown, he's the one that got me on this. I was giving him smack about it, but he won me over. I just put 1 teaspoon in it just to give it a little bit more, even though the fresh garlic would be better, but this is easier. You don't have to do all the extra work, and that's what gimmick stuff is all about, I guess. You know, I get it, but in the restaurant, I don't. Because we use so much of them, we just blend up a whole bag. All right, 4 is not my favorite number, but 5 is. So this is the 5th spoon. Let's try this out. Definitely, I'm gonna use more lime. This part of it is kind of personal preference. That would be 1/4 cup instead of 5. And this is how I make recipes in the restaurant. I sample it, I take spoons, and I keep trying it. Now that is my salsa. That is 1/4 cup, my friends, my followers, my subscribers. 1/4 cup. Oh my God. And then the last and the final test. As I told everybody when on my live video, this is really my favorite chip to buy. Okay, you gotta have the strength of a bear. That's what a good old knife is for. So I'm gonna take this knife and get my little chip. Well, I love these things. They're so crunchy and they're like really hard. And I like a hard chip. This is how I eat my salsa. It's a big pow. Recipe coming to you a little bit later today. Wow. That's the salsa. You know, that after that back finish, I feel like I could add just a little bit more salt, but I'm not going to because I'm going to keep it nice and healthy. It looks like we're at 33 minutes of recording, which is pretty awesome. But I did want to go ahead and share a couple things before I log out. This right here is a RoboCoupe. And then this right here is a blender. And both of them you can use if you don't have the Burr mixer. So RoboCoupe, you would just stick your stuff in there, blend it up, leave a little bit chunky, and then put in there. Or you can use the blender. It's even got a salsa mode. So just keep in mind, you can go either way. Go to George's Neighborhood Grill to get my George's Black Cherry Vinaigrette or the Chef Love Seasoning. It's also at Taste of Indiana. And I promise you, this month at Kaplinger's, and then also at Kincaid's this month, I promise. I just got my company credit card. Me and my partner have been slow moving. I know my good friend Troy wants to carry it at his place. He did reach out to me. I told him, give me a second. Just been scrambling. So hopefully, Stephanie Rodriguez, Aubrey, I like to subscribe. Please put me in your page. Yes, I'm not for sure exactly why you're saying that, because you can just subscribe and hit the subscribe button. But go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Follow me. I'll put a video out following a little bit later today or tomorrow. Well, actually tomorrow. I'll post a recipe card with this exact recipe so that you can make this sauce at home. Tell me how you like it. Give me feedback. We'd love to hear what's going on. Once again, this is your boy, Chuck Love. I'm about to get my logo made too by my buddy. And then my wife made this. Food is love. Love is everything. Chuck Love Foods. So just keep in mind, I'll have t-shirts for sale pretty soon. I'll have aprons. I got chef knives. If you want a custom chef knife, or if you want one of my chef knives, one of my personally styled chef knives, you know, the see-through boy, or I call this the tuxedo. The tuxedo. Classy, fancy. So once again, this is Chuck Love out. Next live video guaranteed is Saturday. We will have a post on Tuesdays and Thursdays on TikTok. I am going to start doing a TikTok live like twice a month, I think. And then I'm going to have to start doing something on Instagram. So everyone, thank you. Paula, let's see, Army, that likes my knives, Miss Rodriguez, and I hope Aubrey got on here as well. Peace, love, and hair grease, and see y'all. Thank you.